Hi everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids.co.uk. This is the first of my UStream broadcasts, and I'm going to be making this a regular event. The Geekanoids Mac and Tech Show will broadcast every Sunday. I'll try and keep it around about the same time. I might juggle things around a bit so that you can pop on over to the channel and join me. Now, the reason I've brought you this broadcast is that I want to give people the opportunity to comment on some of the reviews that I've been putting over on my channel. You can find the link to my channel in the chat. Let me just pop that in there for you again now. Now, my YouTube channel can be found at youtube.com /Davo Mr. Mac. And to kick things off today, I'm going to be just chatting about a review that I've already published over there, plus I'm going to be discussing a couple of products that I've got coming up for review over the next week or so. Now, the little product that I just want to show you is this X Mini 2 speaker. Now, there are a lot of speakers available for your iPod or MP3 player, but I've been really impressed by this one. It's got a really funky design, as you can see here. This little pop-up section actually allows you to extend the range of the speaker. I've been impressed. It's a good little speaker, and around here we've got a little on-off switch. Don't know if you can pick that up on the camera, and you've got an integrated cable here for plugging into your iPod or MP3 player. This is a standard 3.5mm jack. The sound that this produces is really impressive. Plus you get about 11 hours of playback time from one charge. It's charged via USB, as you can see here. And one of the unique little tricks that this speaker's got up its sleeve is there's another 3.5mm jack here. Now, you're probably wondering what that's for. I mean, you've got the 3.5mm plug to plug it into your MP3 player, so why have another 3.5mm jack? Well, what you can basically do is, if you're impressed by this speaker, which I'm sure you will be, you can buy another one, and then you can plug that in to the 3.5mm jack, and you can daisy chain more than one speaker together. Now, I think that is fantastic, because what it does is you can have like 3 or 4, 5, maybe 10 or 12 of these all daisy chained together, and you're getting a really immersive sound. Alright, not a lot of people are going to do that. I mean, I wouldn't personally buy 12, but if I've got 2 or 3 and I can dot them around the table and have some really great sound coming out of my iPod, then I think that that's a really fantastic idea. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop a link up for you to this review so that you can actually take a look at the review yourself. So this was, I actually reviewed this back at the end of August, so quite a while back, but as I say, I've been so impressed with the quality of this, I just had to share it with you again. It's a great little speaker. A link's come up in the chat now, so you can check out that review. Come back next week and ask me some questions about it. This is the X Mini 2 speaker from XMI. Like I said again, fantastic little speaker, and you can pick these up for under £15 in the UK, so I would imagine about $20 in America. So check it out, see what you think of my review, and then come back to me, maybe catch the show next week. Now, the next little device I want to show you, which I reviewed just a couple of days ago, it's not actually up on my YouTube channel yet because I'm still editing the review, but I'm a heavy user of iChat and Skype. I like my online communications, and I reviewed this Ipevo TR-10. This is what it looks like here, and basically this is it connects via USB. There we go, USB connection, and it's basically a microphone and desktop speaker. So you've got the speaker unit here, You've got a microphone built into the base of the unit here, along with an LED light here, and you've also got another speaker around here. So what you can actually do is you can program this via the software supplied and use it with iChat, and you gain access to all of these shortcut buttons on the device. You can switch this button here so you can use it like a normal phone, or you can turn the button around to desktop use and actually have it sitting on your desk like this. And then you've got buttons on the front of the unit. Now the buttons on the front of the unit allow you to sort of take and make calls, launch your iChat program. You've got a volume up and down button as well, and then you've got a mute button over here, and then you've also got buttons to record and stop recording your conversation. So what you can basically do is have an iChat conference and use these shortcuts to record the conference, and then you've got it to refer back to at a later stage. I think that is a fantastic idea. Now, I won't tell you exactly the outcome of my review, but I've been impressed by this. It's a really nice product. If memory serves me right, you can pick up a TR-10 for about £50 or just under £50 in the UK, about $70 in the United States of America, and I think it's fantastic. You're not just stuck with using this with iChat, you can use it with Skype. You don't even have to install the software to be able to use it with the likes of GarageBand or another audio program for creating a podcast, etc. I could be using it now with UStream and just select this as my audio input, and this would mean that I couldn't use any of these shortcut buttons apart from perhaps the volume up and down button for the actual volume on the Mac that I'm using, but you can gain access to the speaker and also the microphone. If you set that within your system preferences, you can use this device instead of the devices built into perhaps your laptop or your iMac. So that's the Ipevo TR-10, and I'm going to be reviewing that on my YouTube channel over the next week or so. That'll go up online. As I say, the video's already done, just going to edit it and put it up online for you. Now, I love photography. It's a passion of mine. I like going out and taking photos, and I'm just going to pop some more links up on the chat for you. Those of you who are watching this video back, not live, you're not going to be able to see these links, but if you head on over to my channel, you will be able to find these links. Now, about a week or so ago, I reviewed the Sony CyberShot DSC-WX1. Let's just pop that link. This is the Sony DSC-WX1, and lovely little camera. It's very compact, very slim, and a joy to use. The only problem with it was that it offers HD video, but does it do it well? And check out my reviews. I've got one video that I've just posted up there, which is the unboxing and tour around the product, and then this one is this link I'm putting up for you now is the actual review itself. And as I say, fantastic quality. It actually shoots photos very well indeed, and it's got some great little features in it. It's got something called smile detection, so you can set a smile detection feature in it, and then it will only take the picture when your subject is smiling, and a little meter goes up and down on the LCD display of the camera, and it fires automatically. You don't even have to press the shutter button, it'll actually fire automatically when your subject smiles. It's also got something else nice called sweep panorama. Now normally if you want to take a panoramic photo of something, you have to take one photo, move your camera, another photo, move your camera, and then when you get it back to your Mac, you have to put it into something like Photoshop or some other program, and you have to line up those photos. Maybe they're skewed a little bit, and then you have to join them all together, and then you have to erase the joins. A real chore. But with this sweep panorama mode on the Sony DSC-WX1, you just click your shutter button once and then you pan the camera across the scene, or upwards, you can go up and down as well, and then the camera itself makes all of the joins, and it does a fantastic job, absolutely fantastic job. Alright, you're not getting the full I think it's a 10 megapixel, it might be 12 megapixel resolution, it's dropping it down to about 5 megapixels, but it does a fantastic job. I did about 6, maybe 7 different tests with it, and I could only detect one join. I think that's pretty good for in-camera processing. Where the Sony CyberShot WX1 really let the side down though was that it offers HD video capture. Now I thought this was going to be fantastic because I've got 5 times optical zoom. It says you can zoom in and out while capturing video. So there I set out to test the camera, zoom in and out, played the footage back, and you can hear the lens zooming in and out. It's an annoying whirring noise as the lens goes in and out of the camera body. And this is an internal noise, and I can only put it down to bad design and where they positioned the microphone. It's a little tiny microphone on the front of the camera, and they put it within millimeters of the lens. So Sony, you can hear the camera zooming in your videos. How useless is that? You can't use the footage. If you're zooming in and out into some sort of quiet action or some sort of atmospheric scene in your video, you don't want something buzzing in the background. So a big thumbs down for the video capture on the WX1. A big thumbs up overall for a good attempt, but it's spoilt by this zooming noise while you're recording video. That leads me on nicely to a product that I'm reviewing at the moment. Now, I haven't finished this review yet. It's hopefully going to be finished in about probably a week to 2 weeks. I have done the initial tests, and it's of this little camera here, and this is the Sony, still talking about the Sony, this is the Canon SX200IS. Now this has actually been out for quite a while. It's a little bit cheaper than the Sony WX1. It offers 12.1 megapixels on the capture of images, and it also offers a 12 times optical zoom. So some nice features. It's got a really beefy lens as well. Look at that lens. So this is a 12 times optical zoom, and as I zoom in and out, that extends to a really fantastic magnification. So the widest angle is 28mm, and then you've got 12 times optical zoom and image stabilization in this camera. Now, so far, I'm not going to give you the results of the review yet because I haven't finished, but I've done some photo capture with it. Been very pleased so far with the quality of the images, and I've also done some video capture as well, and the video capture is very clear, absolutely stunning quality, really good quality detail, so much better than the Sony. Now what this doesn't do is you can't optically zoom whilst you're recording video. You can digitally zoom, but if you're zooming in digitally with this whilst you're recording video, it does pixelate. It's only good if you're going to maybe zoom in a tiny bit just to recompose your shot. But what you can do, which I think a lot of people have overlooked, is if you've got something in the distance that you're wanting to video, pre-zoom. So zoom into 6 times optically, then start your recording, or zoom right into the distance. Maybe you're going to record something that's happening way out over the sea or over the hills or something, and you want to zoom in on that action, then zoom in all the way to 12 times optical and then start your video recording, and it does a good job. I'm pleased so far, but I'm going to be bringing you some actual video footage in the review, as well as some photos, so that you can look over them, decide for yourself if you like the features and how the camera handles. But I've certainly been impressed so far. So next couple of weeks, again, keep an eye out on my channel, youtube.com/DaveOMrMac, and I will be publishing the review of this little camera. That's the Canon. Did it again. The Canon SX200IS. Okay, so moving on. That's all of the talk I'm going to do at the moment about the gadgets I've reviewed and the reviews I've got coming up. I just want to touch on the current Mac situation at the moment, and as we all know, there are rumours of some new Apple products coming out. We are meant to be getting some new white polycarbonate design MacBooks. Whether or not they're going to change it to an aluminum casing, I'm unsure. I'm pretty certain they're going to be keeping it as a white casing, but according to various rumour sites, either as early as the 5th of October or maybe the 12th of October, so it's either this Monday or the Monday after, Apple are meant to be announcing a redesign to the MacBook. We're expecting it to be thinner, certainly lighter. You'll maybe get a slight speed bump as well, so it might improve the processor speed very slightly, and also we might see a price drop of round about £60 in the UK or $100 in the US. So that's hopefully a new Apple MacBook coming within the next week or so. So if you're thinking of buying one of these low-end MacBooks, then certainly hold off if you can, just for a week or so, to see if these new announcements happen. With the MacBook, it might not be a big sort of invitation type announcement for all the journalists to go and attend. It might just happen on the online store. So certainly keep an eye out on that, and I'll keep you updated as well on the Geekanoids site as and when this happens. We're also expecting to maybe see new iMacs. At the moment, we've got the Core 2 Duo iMacs in both the 20-inch and 24-inch versions. Only a slight change here. You might see a slightly more rounded curvature to the sides of the iMac, just to make it look a bit more sort of organic type design. You might see speed bumps. There have been talks that Apple will be upgrading the iMac range to quad-core processors. That would be absolutely fantastic news. With a quad-core processor in an iMac, it would help so many people. Not everyone wants to buy a big hefty Mac Pro, and not everyone can afford it, but consumer level or semi-pro level users do produce a lot of video footage, such as myself. There may be graphic professionals or music producers, and to have quad-core processors would certainly help a lot. There's also talk that the price will be dropped as well, so again we might see between £60 and £100 discount on the iMac range, which would equate to about maybe $100 to $150 on that low base or entry level iMac, and that would obviously filter through to the higher end models as well. And then one last update we might be seeing within the next week or so is the Mac Mini. Now the Mac Mini was last updated, if you just bear with me, get these details for you. The Mac Mini was last updated in March 2009, so it is due for an update. There's been a lot of talk that Apple are going to get rid of the Mac Mini, but I don't think they are. My personal opinion as to what Apple will do with the Mac Mini this time around, I think that they will include an HDMI port on the back. The Apple TV seems to be being pushed to the side by Apple, and I think that a lot of people use the Mac Mini as a home theatre PC. So I think they're going to include the HDMI port. I think they're going to bump the speed up on the processor. They might include that HDMI port and just get rid of one of the USB ports on the back, because the Mac Mini does have, I think it's 5 USBs on the back, so replace one of those with that HDMI. And I also think they're going to lower the price again. I think you're going to be seeing about a £60 or $100 price drop on the Mac Mini, so that it's nearer to the pricing of the Apple TV, and I think that within a couple of months the Apple TV won't be available any longer. There's also been a lot of talk of late about an Apple tablet. They're definitely working on one, but we're not going to see it announced in October. I think wait until the end of the year, possibly January, which is the time Apple normally do their keynote speech to announce their new products. Well, they said they're not going to be doing these January keynotes anymore at Macworld, so I think they're going to hold their own event, and I think that is when you'll see the Apple tablet or the iTablet, whatever they're going to call it. I think you're going to see that announced in January, and I predict that they're going to make it available round about the sort of March-April time 2010. I think it's a foregone conclusion that they're going to do it. The mass order buy-up that was rumoured of 10.7-inch touchscreens also sounds about right. A 10-inch touchscreen for a nice little tablet designed by Apple would be fantastic. They're bound to do the software on the device correctly as well. It's going to be a media stroke blogging device. Fantastic if they get an HDMI port on that as well, so that you can output HD footage from the tablet to your full-size television screen. That would be a real good seller, and I just know that Apple will do a fantastic job on this new tablet. But again, it's not going to be in this next release roundup, it's going to come next year. So thank you very much for joining me on this first broadcast, the Geekanoids Mac and Tech Show. I'll be bringing you another roundup of my reviews, along with maybe some of the latest news. I hope that some of you can join me next week. Drop on by to the UStream channel, join in the chat, ask me some questions about the various reviews I've been doing. They don't even have to be related to something I reviewed. If you've got a question that's tech or Mac related, I will certainly try and answer that question, and just drop on by. It's my chance to relax in front of the camera for a change. I'm always doing these reviews day in, day out, so it's nice to just sit back, have a chat, and help you guys out if you've got any tech related questions. Once again, thanks for popping by, thanks for listening. Come back next week and check out the Geekanoids Mac and Tech Show on UStream. Just one footnote before I sign off: this first show and all subsequent shows will hopefully be available to watch back either on the UStream channel or certainly on my YouTube channel as well. Till next week, bye for now.